Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Raid OB8. Lisa Rinna reveals why she supported dad's assisted suicide. Actress and television personality Lisa Rinna recently talked about her father's passing, which was by assisted suicide, nearly a decade later. Speaking on her podcast series with her husband, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star touched on the process of assisted suicide. In addition, she also opened up about her feelings at the time and following her father's death. As an actress, Rinna is known for her roles on soaps including Days of Our Lives and Melrose Place. She would later become known for starring in the reality series The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Rinna and her husband Harry Hamlin also host their own podcast series, Let's Not Talk About the Husband. Recently, Rinna touched on a painful subject while discussing her late father. As noted by People, Rinna revealed her father Frank had died by assisted suicide back in 2016. He was 94 at the time of his death. As Hamlin shared, Frank's quality of life had diminished, and he wanted to end his life. In Oregon, it was noted, "You're permitted to check out when you want to check out," due to the Death with Dignity Act. Rinna noted, when they set their mind to this, they're ready. She also noted that her father was in pain and really unhappy with life. However, Rinna shared that she did have mixed emotions about what would happen. She noted, "You want to support your loved ones. You want to support what they want to do, but you're going to watch your parent kill themselves." That said, Rinna noted that her father wanted it so badly, with her mother also singing off on it. This caused Rinna and her half-sister to accept his choice. Rinna then began to explain the assisted suicide process. Things lasted from 3 to 6 months, with 2 doctors signing off on his terminal illness. The process took place within a hospice situation. A death doula was on standby. Frank was required to drink the juice or whatever that would terminate his life. Rinna noted, "You can't administer it to somebody." Hamlin added, "It has to be a willful act on their part." Rinna continued, "The pills were supposed to come on a Tuesday, so when they set their mind to this, they're ready. So they didn't come till Thursday." She continued, "And my dad was so mad that the pills didn't come. When the pills eventually come, Rinna and her half-sister helped administer the pills to Frank. They notably played Frank Sinatra music for him, helping to set the scene." Rinna mentioned, "It was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The light was coming in. There's a lot of real beauty behind it. We were playing some beautiful, also some yoga-type beautiful music. But then you mix it in the orange juice. It tastes like it's sour. But he's got to drink it down. So you hand it to him, and he drank it." The star noted that the drink didn't work immediately. She shared, "It doesn't happen right away. It took 45 minutes. Rinna added, "They just fall asleep, and it's not anything gruesome." The death doula was also there to administer morphine if needed. In the end, however, Rinna needed time before she could publicly talk about what happened. As she mentioned, "I had started the show, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I think it was just too painful at the time." Did you listen to Lisa Rinna on the podcast? Make sure to come back to TV Shows Ace for all the latest reality TV and celebrity news. In the latest chapter of Lisa Rinna's candid and often controversial life, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, star opens up about one of the most painful and deeply personal moments she has ever faced, supporting her father's assisted suicide. In a heartfelt and vulnerable admission, Rinna reveals the emotional weight behind this difficult decision, shedding light on the complex emotions that accompany the choice to end a loved one's suffering. Lisa's relationship with her father, Louis Rinna, was known to be close, with Lisa often sharing fond memories and anecdotes about him on social media. However, when her father's health began to rapidly decline due to a debilitating disease, Rinna's world was rocked by the heartbreaking realization that the man she loved so dearly was nearing the end of his life. In her new revelations, Lisa confesses the internal battle she faced, torn between her desire to hold on to him and the knowledge that his suffering was becoming unbearable. The choice to support assisted suicide was not an easy one for Rinna, who was raised with strong family values and a deep sense of duty. Her father's illness had left him frail and in constant pain, with little hope of recovery. It was a time when Rinna had to confront not just her father's mortality, but her own beliefs about life and Rinna death. Admits, "I never thought I'd be in this situation." No one ever prepares you for the day when you have to help the person who brought you into this world choose to leave it. But when it becomes clear that someone you love is suffering, and they're in control of their own decision-making, it's hard to argue against helping them take the step toward peace. While some may have expected Lisa Rinna, known for her unapologetic persona and fierce presence on the small screen, to be emotionally detached or guarded about the decision, her words are anything but that. She is raw, vulnerable, and deeply human in her exploration of this experience. Rinna goes on to explain that her father, who had been struggling with progressive health issues, had made the decision to pursue assisted suicide long before it became a reality. The discussion about assisted suicide is one that is fraught with legal, ethical, and emotional implications, and Rinna's public acknowledgement of her support for her father's choice shines a light on a subject that remains controversial in society. Lisa, always unafraid to stir the pot on RHOBH, does so again with this revelation, offering fans a deeper glimpse into her life outside of the glamorous world of Beverly Hills. "People think of me as this larger-than-life character on TV, but there's so much more that people don't see, and sometimes the hardest decisions are the most personal ones," she says with a quiver in her voice. For Rinna, the decision wasn't just about letting her father go, but about understanding that his life, and ultimately his death, were his to control. As she reflects on the period leading up to her father's passing, she recalls the conversations they had about his wishes. "He was so clear about what he wanted. We talked about it a lot. It wasn't something we just decided on a whim. It took time, but it was ultimately his decision, and I wanted to be there for him, to support him in the way he needed." Despite the clarity in her father's wishes, Rinna shares that there were moments of doubt and sorrow. She was haunted by the idea that maybe there was something more that could be done to help him recover. The emotional conflict of wanting to preserve life while acknowledging the reality of his suffering was a battle that weighed heavily on her heart. She admits, "There were days when I just wished I could take the pain away, make it all stop. But I knew that wasn't possible. He wasn't going to get better." The issue of assisted suicide has long been a topic of debate, especially in a society that often equates life with an unyielding will to survive. For many, the notion of choosing to end one's life in the face of terminal illness is deeply unsettling. However, Rinna's perspective is shaped by love, compassion, and an understanding that suffering, when prolonged beyond the point of hope, can become its own form of torment. "It's hard to understand unless you're in it, unless you see it up close," she shares. But when you love someone, and you know that they're in pain, and you've tried everything you can to help them, it becomes clear that this is about giving them dignity. Her decision to share this intimate experience with the world has sparked a wide range of reactions, from supporters who praise her for being so open and honest about a difficult topic, to critics who argue against assisted suicide altogether. In a way, Lisa's public revelations are as much about starting a conversation as they are about her personal journey with grief and loss. Rinna's willingness to be vulnerable and authentic in the face of such a heartbreaking situation has garnered admiration from many, including her fellow RHOBH castmates. While Lisa's outspokenness has often been a source of drama and conflict on the show, her handling of her father's death with grace and compassion shows another side of her, a side that is rarely seen amid the glitz and glam of the reality TV world. In the weeks following her father's passing, Rinna has continued to reflect on the experience and the lessons it taught her. She now advocates for a broader understanding of assisted suicide and the importance of allowing individuals the autonomy to make their own decisions regarding their lives and deaths. For her, the key takeaway is clear: compassion, understanding, and respect for the choices of others are paramount. As hard as it was, I wouldn't change anything, Rinna says, a wistful smile playing on her lips. I think we all deserve the chance to leave this world with dignity and on our own terms, if that's what we choose. My dad did, and I was honored to be there with him when he needed me the most.